Hello everyone, today's welcome to today's episode on real estate investment opportunities for civil servants. Uh, Last week was supposed to be our fourth week, but due to the Ramadan celebration, we decided to take a break so that we can all have time to celebrate the Ramadan properly. So today we'll be continuing from where we stopped, and before we proceed, wish I would like to wish all our Muslim brothers happy Ramadan in arrears, and to our Christian brothers and sisters, I want to wish us happy Easter Sunday in arrears and happy Easter Monday. So, going straight to the point, uh, today we are looking at these agricultural investments by AgroLocal in partnership with the right properties. Uh, so this is called Paradiso Farms. This is called Paradiso Farm, and we are having the second batch of cultivation. So we started the first batch of cultivation started this January. So those that invested in the first batch of cultivation, they should be expecting their returns by the 6th month of this year. That's by June, May, June. Yeah. So this is the second cultivation batch. So let's look into it. So what do we have here? Crop to be cultivated: tomatoes, pepper, sweet potato, and cucumber. These are the crop that will be cultivated. If you can remember in our previous webinar when we talked about agricultural investment options we stated number one, you have full ownership. We stated number two, we have fractional ownership. We stated number three, we have pure investment. And we stated number four, which number four has to do with how would I say it, a group of people. So these these are the investments, and you can decide to key into this investment with each with any of the investment options that is suitable to you. So in this agricultural investment in Paradiso Farms, the crop that will be cultivated is tomatoes, peppers, sweet potato, and cucumber. These are crops that has to do with 4-month harvest cycle. You get 4-month harvest cycle, and the 5th month is the sales. Then the 6th month is when the returns will be paid out. So tomato, let's go into it real quick. So tomatoes, let's look at the cultivation mode. Plantation is stationable on company reserve areas for enhanced results, structured management, and reasonable irrigation setup and control. Cultivation commences June-July. The cultivation is commencing June-July. Harvest is commencing October, and harvest duration is October to December. That harvest duration also contains sales. So let's look at the cost and management setup. This cost and management setup is called your farm management fee. So we have per plot 400,000 and per acre 2.3 million. Let's look at the profit yield, the yield and profit projection. Per plot, you are expected to have a yield of 2,000 kg, and per acre you are expected to have a yield of 12,000 kg. Therefore, the yield is going to be shared. 80% goes to the client, which is the investor, and 20% goes to the company, which is AgroLocal. Then the projected revenue, assuming price per kg is at 500 per kg, that means you'll be having a return of 800,000 naira. Can you see that you invested 400,000 naira and you're getting 800,000 naira? that is 100% of your investment. That's 100% of your what? Investment. So let's look at it, there's an inflation and the price goes up to 1,000 naira per kg. Therefore, you'll be having 1.6 million as your revenue, as your returns. So you are having between 100% returns and 200% returns. That's per plus. Looking at per acre, you're having between 4.8 million to 9.6 million per acre, and you just have to pay 2.3 million as your farm management fee, which is your set of a management cost, and you'll be getting over 100% of your investment. Your investment is your farm management fee. Do you get my point? So going forward, let's look at pepper. Pepper cultivation commenced June, July, harvest November, then harvest duration is November to January 2027. Per plot, the farm management cost per plot is 487. The farm management per plot is 487,000, while the farm management per acre is 2.9 million, 22,000. So let's look at the yield and profit projection. For pepper, per plot yield is 1,800 kg. Per acre yield is 10,800 kg. Then the same shares goes by 80-20. So projected revenue, assuming pepper falls to 1,000 naira per kg, then you'll be having 1.4 million as your return. So that is what? Over 100% of your investment. Your investment is 487,000 and you're getting 1.4 million. So you're getting between the range of 1.4 million to 2.8 million. So that's over 100%. So per acre, you're getting 8.6 million to 17.28 million. That's per acre. And per acre, your investment is 2.9 million 22,000. So that's the amount you are investing, and the amount you are getting is within 8.6 to 17.2 million. So you are getting over 200% returns, and these are realistic returns. So let's look at sweet potato. Cultivation commenced June, July, harvest September, harvest duration September, October. So cost management per plot 285, per acre 1.7. So the projected yields per plot 40 bags, that is 25 kg bags, and per acre is what? 240 bags, that means 25 kg bags. So 240 of 25 kg bags, that's per acre, and we have 40 of 25 kg bags per plot. So your yield, your clients, the shares is going 80-20. So per plot you have 400,000, and per acre you are having 2.4 million, which is close to 100% of your investment. That's your returns. So for cucumber, the projection is still coming forth. Once that is done, it will be shared across to you. For more information, this particular PDF will be shared on the group chat so that you can go through it and look at the one that interests you and decide what investment option you want to go by. Maybe you want to go through full ownership, maybe you want to go to fractional ownership, whereby you and your friend come together to own it. One person buys the land, one person pays for the farm management. Or you want to go full investment, whereby you just have to pay a minimum of 500,000 naira, and after 18 months you'll be getting 58% ROI. Or you want to do it as a collaborative ownership. Yes, collaborative ownership, where a group of people, maybe a community or let me say a group of teachers in a school, or zonal, or through cooperative to acquire it. So you can check and get back to me on which of these you would like to key into. And also, so let's look at the price for the farmland. So per plot, we have 700k per plot with an initial deposit of 200k. We have per acre, which is 4 million with an initial deposit of 500k. And we have 5 acres for 20 million with an initial deposit of 1 million. And we have 10 acres for 40 million with an initial deposit of 2 million. So these also have payment plan. So let's look at how it is broken down. Land value is 500k. Then we have documentation 200,000. That's making a total of 700,000 per plot. Per acre, land value is 3 million. Registered survey and documentation 1 million, which is making a total of 4 million. 5 acre, the land value is 50 million. The registered survey and documentation is 5 million. 10 acres, land value is 30 million. Registered survey and documentation is 10 million. So this land comes with registered survey. Yes, that's the document the land comes with. It comes with a registered survey. And this land is free of government acquisition. It's a freehold. That's the title. The land is a freehold. And the documents you are going to be getting once you purchase the land, you're going to be getting your registered survey, your deeds of assignment, your contract of sales, and your receipt. Those are the documents you'll be getting. Don't worry, on our next video I will show you these documents and tell you what these documents are about. So the location for Paradiso Farms is Alabata, Funab, Ogun State. That's where it is located. That's where the farmland is located. So there's their payment plan. So per plot you have outright payments is between 0 to 3 months. So you can spread your payments within 3 months. Spreading your payment within 3 months, it's not going to add up any interest. So within 3 months space, we called out outright payment. Between 4 to 6 months, you are going to have to pay an extra interest of 900,000 naira. That's per plot. Per acre, within 3 months, you can pay your 4 million naira without interest, but 4 months and above, you have to pay an interest of 300,000. Same thing with 5 acres, you have to pay an interest of 400,000 from 4 to 6 months. But between 1 to 3 months, you can pay your 20 million naira without interest. Same thing goes for 10 acres. Between 0 to 3 months, you can pay your 40 million naira without interest. But after 3 months, it comes with an interest of 500,000 naira. So this is a video of Paradiso Farm. So for those that keyed into Paradiso Farm 1, can you see, this is the cultivation, this is the farmland, irrigation has taken place, and work is already going. So let me show you the current state of the farmland. So this video is showing the farmland, which you can see for yourself. So as you can see, that is the farmland. So all these informations will be sent to the group chat so you can go through it and have a better understanding about it. So if you decide to invest in pepper, per plot you have to pay a total of 1.187 million. Per acre you have to pay a total of 6.9 million. Can you see? For sweet potato you have to pay a total of, per plot and per acre, just add 700,000 naira to this and add 700,000 naira to this. So if you add 700,000 naira to this per plot, you have to pay a total of 985,000, and you have 700,000 to this, you have to pay a total of 2.410 million. You have to pay a total of 2.410 million. And look at the for tomato per plot, you have to pay a total of 1.1 million. Per acre you have to pay a total of 6.3 million. So this information will be shared to the group chats, and you would you will go through it yourself and decide which investment option do you want to use to key into this investment. So let's take a deep look at another farm city, another farm investment, which is called Ibile Farm City. Ibile Farm City is located at Ilewo Orile Ibara, Abeokuta North. So it's specifically for farmland and investors and agripreneur. This document will also be sent to the group chat so that you can all go through it. So our plot size, we have one plot for 500,000, 1 acres for 3 billion, 2 acre for 6 million, and 5 acre and above. So these are the plot sizes we have at Ibile Farm City. So these are the land value. The land value 500k for one plot, 3 billion for 1 acre, 6 million for 2 acre, and the likes and likes. So Ibile Farm City has its C of O in view. It has a C of O is in view, and Ibile Farm City is developed by Ace Real Estate and Reality Boss, and it is located at Ilewo Orile Ibara, Abeokuta North, Ogun State. So you can go through the FAQs. I'll be sending the document to the group chat. So the statutory fee, let's look at the statutory fee. The statutory fee is 500,000 per plot, which covers a spread over 3 months. So if you are buying one plot, which is 500,000, you are paying an extra 500,000 for statutory fee. The statutory fee involves development and your documentation. It involves developmental fee and your documentation. So all of them in combined is 500k. So the total package for one plot is 1 million naira. So this farmland, okay, let's say you are getting 2 plots. That means per plot you are paying 500,000 naira each for statutory fee. So for 2 plots, which the land value is 1 million naira and the statutory fee is 1 million naira, so making a total of 2 million naira. For 1 acre, it will make a total of what? 6 million naira. So what do we do on Ibile Farm City? What do we do on Ibile Farm City? What are we cultivating on Ibile Farm City? Let's take a look at that. So on Ibile Farm City, you can decide to cultivate whatever you like. But the major cultivation on Ibile Farm City are: number 1, palm oil, oil palm plantation; number 2, plantain plantation; number 3, cocoa plantation; number 4, cocoa, and plantain plantation. So those are the three major crops we are cultivating on Ibile Farm City. And to qualify for this, you must acquire an acre and above. You must acquire an acre and above. And one more thing, Ibile Farm City, you can either decide to cultivate yourself or the company cultivate for you. The same thing goes with agro local. You can also decide that you want to cultivate yourself or the company cultivate for you. When the company cultivate for you, that's when you pay farm management fee. So let's look at the structure for this cultivation. So total trees, we are looking at oil palm. Total trees, 63 oil palm trees. Cost breakdown, planting, management and setup, 1.6 million. Land value, 3 million. Documentation and development fee, 2.5 million. So total is, I'm coming. This is 4.1 plus 3. So total is 7 million. The total is 7.1 million. So your total package, which includes your cultivation, your land value, and your statutory fee, total is 70 million. That is for oil palm. Looking at plantain plantation, and like I said, you can only key into this if you own 1 acre. So as you can see, setup cost on 1 acre. So let's look at the setup cost on 1 acre of plantain. We have total of 500 plantain trees. Let's look at the cost breakdown. Planting, management and setup, 1.7. Land value, 3 million. Development fee, 2.5. So the total package is 7.2 million. 7.2 million. So let's look at the setup costs for 1 acre of cocoa. We are having a total tree of 500 cocoa trees. Let's look at the cost breakdown. Planting and management setup, 2.3. Land value, 3 million. Documentation, 2.5. So total is 7.8 million. Total is 7.8 million. So let's look at the setup for the mixed farming. The mixed farming comprises of cocoa and plantain. Total trees, 250 cocoa trees and 250 plantain trees. Let's look at the cost breakdown. Planting, management and setup, 2.1. Land value, 3 million. Statutory fee, which is documentation and development fee, 2.5. So the total is 7.1 million. 7.1 million. Now, here we have, so let's look at the projected revenue. Plantain revenue, projected income. For plantain, you know plantain is a yearly crop. So the first year you'll be earning 1.250 million. Second year 1.4, that is per acre. I'm talking about per acre. Third year 1.8, fifth year, okay, third year 1.6, fourth year 1.8, blah 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 blah. By the 10th year you'll be earning 3 million. So looking at 5 acres, first year 6.25, second year 7 million, third year 8 million and above. And we have 25 acres, 31.25 million, first year, second year 35 million, third year 40 million. So this is the projected income, which is still subjected to market price. So this is the projected income that you have here. Same thing for cocoa. Cocoa, the projected income, which is the revenue, as you can see, from 0 to 3 years, that's when the growth takes place. The fourth year is when you start harvesting. So for 1 acre, you have 5 million. For 1 acre, you have 5 million. That is the fourth year. The fifth year, you are having 7 million. The sixth year, you're having 10 million. For 5 acres, the first year, you're having 20, the fourth year, you're having 25 million. Fifth year, you're having 35 million, and so on and so forth. This document also will be shared in the group chat, which you can also go with it. So you can also go through the FAQs. You can go to the FAQs. The land title for Ibile Farm City is Register Survey and C of O in view. Can you resell your plot? You can resell it. There is room for instrumental payment, and there's room for outright payment. So these are the FAQs you would need to go through. So I'm sending it to the group chat so that you can go through them. So let's look at the payment plan for Ibile Farm City. So the payment plan for Ibile Farm City, for 500 square meter, you have an initial deposit of 100,000 naira. So this is land value. So you have 3 months. 3 months outright payment, whereby you spread your payment across 3 months without it acquiring any interest. So as you can see, 500 square meter, your initial deposit 100k, second month 200k, third month 200k. For 1000 square meter, initial deposit 200k, and second month 400k, third month 400k. 1 acre initial deposit 600k. Then we have second month 1.2, third month 1.2. So for 1 acre initial deposit 600k, second month 1.2, third month 1.2. For 2 acres initial deposit 1.2, second month 2.4, third month 2.4. Same thing with 5 acres, initial deposit 3 million, second month 6 million, third month 6 million. So this can be spread across 3 months for the payment of your land value. Then after the 3 months, when you want to now pay for you can either pay for your land value and your statutory fee at once, or you can decide to pay separately for your own convenience. So if you first make your land value payment, which is 3 million, and you can spread it within 3 months, you can also spread the payment for your statutory fee within another 3 months. Therefore, you have a total of 6 months to spread your payment. So within those 6 months, you fall within outright payments. Within those 6 months, you fall within outright payments. So within those 6 months, you fall within outright payment. So these are the farm investment opportunities we have at hand. If you have any question, you can drop a message on the group chats or chat me up directly. If you want to know more on the investment options, which is full ownership, fractional investment, full investment, and collaborative ownership, if you want to know more on those investment options, you can also chat me up. My number is on the group chats, and also you can also drop a message on the group chat. So today we've come to the end of today's webinar. Next week we'll be understanding more on land documentation, and then we came up with an offer called Agricultural Mutual Fund, which is a very exciting offer, and this, I'm pretty sure a lot of you will like it, and a lot of you want to key into it. So see you next week. Don't miss out. A very, very, very good and enticing opportunity is waiting for you next week. That's this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. And by the way, on Sunday is my birthday. I'm accepting gifts in any form, in cash or item. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.